Welcome to SATV News. This is Shibala Alam with our headlines. Kumila city election tomorrow. Tension prevailing in the area appeared to be an acid test for the EC. Prime Minister to take photos with all involved in Podda Bridge wants museum on site. State Minister for Planning made the announcement after ECNEC meeting. Kuwait closed until July 5th amid tension gripping the campus following clashes between two factions of BCL. Tomorrow's election in Kumila City Corporation have appeared to be an acid test for the Election Commission (EC), as it is the first local body polls under the new commission. The EC has been putting its best effort to hold the local body polls in the free, fair and credible manner. BNP boycotted the Kumila city polls. The main contest will be held between Awami League candidate Afranul Haq Rifat and independent candidate Monirul Haq Saku. Despite few hours left for the voting, attention has been prevailing in the area. Locals cast doubt over the peaceful environment. Meanwhile, the EC has completed all necessary preparations to hold the polls in a free and a fair manner using EVM. Voting will be held at 105 polling centres in 27 wards from 8 am to 4 pm on 15 June. There are 5 mayoral candidates in the Kumila City Corporation election, along with 108 councillor candidates and 38 female councillor candidates for reserved seats. More than 6,000 members of law enforcement agencies would be deployed for maintaining law and order during the polls. BGP patrol teams and reserve forces of the police, the RAP teams and the mobile courts will be on the ground. On the day of the polls, 65 police checkpoints and 10 pocket teams will be deployed at the entrances of the city to maintain law and order. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has given directives to set up a museum at the Podda Bridge site to display the group photos of all who are involved with the bridge construction. She wants the museum to be a setup in Bangla area. State Minister for Planning Shamsul Alam made the announcement after a meeting of the Executive Committee of the National Economic Council (ECNEC) on Tuesday. He said that the Premier would take group photos with everyone from workers to secretaries who are involved in the construction, and the photos would be displayed in the museum. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will inaugurate the long-awaited 6.15-kilometer Podda Bridge on June 25th. Today, ECNEC approved 10 projects involving around Dhaka 10,855 crore 60 lakh. The Premier presided over the meeting held at the NEC conference room in the city's Shere Bangla Nagar area. Authorities closed the Chittagong University of Engineering and Technology, Kuwait, until July 5th amid tensions gripping the campus following clashes between two factions of Bangladesh Chhatra League (BCL). The Kuwait authorities took the decision on Tuesday after a meeting with the departmental heads. All male students have been asked to vacate their halls by 5 pm today, while the female ones were asked to vacate their dormitories by 10 am on Wednesday. Their classes and examination of honors level will remain suspended, while the classes and examinations of masters will continue. Two factions of Kuwait unit Chhatra League locked into clashes several times in the last few days over previous enmity. As a sequel of the clashes, a group of BCL obstructed the buses carrying teachers, staff, students while heading towards the campus. However, some teachers and staff managed to reach the campus using the alternative way. Floods triggered and by continuous rain and the onrush of water from upstream across the border have flooded vast tracts of land in Kurigram, Sunamganj and Netrokona district, affecting the livelihoods of thousands of people in the areas. According to the Flood Forecasting and Warning Center, the Surma is flowing above the danger level at the Sunamganj and Chhatak points, while the Jadukata and Someshwari rivers are also flowing above the danger level at Lorerghar and Kalmakanda points. The Surma, Kushiara and all other rivers in the district may continue rising in the next 24 hours, and some points may flow above their respective danger levels for a brief period due to heavy rainfall. According to the numerical weather forecast of meteorological agencies, there is a chance of medium to heavy rainfall in some places in the northern and northeastern regions of the country, along with the bordering Indian states of Assam, Meghalaya and West Bengal in the next 48 hours. As a result, the Brahmaputra, Jamuna, Tista, Dharla and Podda may continue rising in the next 48 hours. 3 bodies were recovered on Tuesday morning after they went missing as a boat capsized in Itna Haur of Kishoreganj on Monday. The deceased were identified as Siraj Uddin, 60, of Halgar village of Noabad Union of Karimganj Upazila, his son Wasim, 35, and Masud Mia, 25, of Damiha village of Tarail Upazila. Abu Jar Ghifari, station officer of Kishoreganj Fire Service said a rescue team started the rescue operation at 8 a.m. and recovered the bodies in front of Sahila village in Baribari Union of Itna Upazila around 9 a.m. The boat carrying 3 to 5 passengers from Tarail sank in the Haur due to gusty wind on Monday afternoon. Among the passengers, 2 were able to swim ashore, but 3 went missing. Bangladesh has urged the UN to scale up its program and create conducive conditions in a Rakhine state of Myanmar for Rohingya repatriation, arguing that efforts on Bangladesh's side alone will not bring about any lasting solution to the problem. Bangladesh's permanent representative to the UN ambassador, Rabab Fatima, was addressing the General Assembly on Monday following the briefing by Dr. Noeline Heyzer, the special envoy of the Secretary General on Myanmar. She called upon Heyzer to work towards an early implementation of the bilateral return arrangements. Ambassador Fatima said some 750,000 Rohingyas fled military crackdown in Rakhine in 2017 and took shelter in Bangladesh, joining around 3 lakh more who had fled earlier waves of violence. She said not a single Rohingya was repatriated despite repeated attempts, as they cite the lack of safety and guarantee of citizenship in Rakhine. We are taking a short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. Now news from abroad. South Korea's top diplomat said on Monday that North Korea has completed preparations for a new nuclear test, and the only political decision by the country's top leadership can prevent it from going forward. After talks with Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Washington, South Korean Foreign Minister Park Jin said that the North would pay a price if it goes ahead, as feared, with what would be its 7th nuclear test in the coming days. If North Korea ventures into another nuclear test, it thinks it will only strengthen our deterrence and also international sanctions, Park said. North Korea should change its mind and make the right decision. Both Park and Blinken stressed the door of the negotiation without any preconditions remain on for North Korea, but Blinken, repeating comments from numerous U.S. officials in recent days, lamented that North Korea continues to ignore overtures for dialogue. A possible new nuclear test by North Korea would be the 7th of its kind. Some experts say North Korea will likely use the test to build warheads to be mounted on tactical nuclear weapons aimed at hitting targets in South Korea.
Set out in multiple United Nations Security Council.
More than 100 million Americans were under some form of heat warning or advisory on Monday as a withering, potential record-breaking heat wave made its way toward the central and eastern USA. The heat moved east after scorching portions of the west last week and over the weekend. Phoenix, Las Vegas and Denver were among cities posting record temperatures. Southerly winds were expected to push hot and humid air into the eastern 2/3 of the nation through Wednesday, and temperatures would top 10 to 30 degrees above normal, forecasters warned. Limit strenuous outdoor activities and sun exposure, the National Weather Service in Chicago warned.
It's predicted that
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has tested positive for COVID-19 for the second time in less than 5 months. He said on Monday, adding he feels fine but is isolating. Trudeau, who has been received 3 doses of the COVID vaccine, also tested positive for the virus at the end of January. He used his latest about coming on the heels of a trip to the United States for the Summit of the Americas that brought some 24 regional leaders together as an opportunity to promote COVID vaccines. In January, Trudeau had missed the return of Parliament after a Christmas holiday break because he was tested positive for COVID along with 2 of his children. At the start of the pandemic in March 2020, Trudeau also had to isolate for 14 days after his wife, Sophie Trudeau, tested positive for the coronavirus on her return from a trip to London. According to public health officials, COVID transmission is decreasing in most parts of Canada. Now sports news. Holder France failed to qualify for the final 4 of the Nations League when they slumped to a 1-0 defeat at home to Croatia as they stayed winless in the competition on Monday. The world champions, who have now lost 2 and drawn 2, are bottom of Group 1 on 2 points, 5 adrift of Croatia, who prevailed thanks to an early Luka Modric penalty. Denmark beat Austria by 2-0 to stay top on 9 points and cannot be caught by France, who are in danger of being relegated with 2 games left in the group. Austria are third on 4 points. Before ending, we go to the headlines again. Kumila city election tomorrow. Tension prevailing in the area appeared to be an acid test for the EC. Prime Minister to take photos with all involved in Podda Bridge once museum on site. State Minister for Planning made the announcement after ECNEC meeting. Kuwait closed until July 5 amid tension gripping the campus following clashes between 2 factions of BCL. You're up to date so far here on SATV News, and to know the latest news, visit www.satvtv.tv. Stay with SATV.